Welcome to the Gamers Guild Weekly Show with Hopp. This is where you'll find all that's going on inside the Gamers Guild Discord, as well as some fun and gaming information you may not have even known you needed. And now, here's Hopp. Yes, and welcome to the Gamers Guild Weekly Show, your source for everything that's going on in the Gamers Guild Discord and cluster of maps. I am Hopp, the host, as you probably already heard, and this channel is my personal YouTube channel, so thank you for coming by and checking out the Gamers Guild Weekly Show. If you wouldn't do me a favor, if something has made you smile as you go through this video, as you watch it, as you listen, as whatever it is that you do or how you consume this content, I would appreciate a like and a comment, and even to share. Please like, comment, and share. It really does help the algorithm. It does help the channel to also be put out there in YouTube land. Also, if you're new to the channel, new to the Discord, or just plain new, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what is going on in the Gamers Guild and my own personal channel here. I want to start by saying thank you to everybody. Last week on Monday, the 14th, that was my birthday, and the Gamers Guild threw me kind of a birthday bash, and we streamed it, and it was wonderful. It was so wonderful, I took all 4 hours of it and actually just threw it up on my YouTube channel. So if you missed it, you weren't there, or just want to know what all happened, you'll be able to see pretty much every second of it, unedited, of course, because of that. On my channel, so check that out. It was a wonderful time, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that was involved. The thoughtfulness, the fun, the jokes, the laughs, the pain of some of the some of the boss fights. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate everybody coming out and being a part of that. Now, as we move into the actual news that's coming here in the Gamers Guild, we want to talk about Season 4. Season 4 is getting closer and closer. We are now within 2 months of the beginning of Season 4, which also coincides with that release or planned release of the Extinction map. A lot of good things going on. Well, this week was released the entire idea of the mods and the name and all kinds of things that are happening for Season 4. So let me go through really quick. This was in the Gazette, but I want to go ahead and show it to you as well. I'll read it, but I'll also put it on the screen so that you'll be able to see how it says. First and foremost, the name has been chosen for Season 4 before we get to the big part. It is going to be the Gamers Guild, the Arc Ages. Great name, great idea. I just want to say thank you to whoever came up with it. I'm not even sure who it was. I think Fletch was the one that came up with it. And congratulations on coming up with the name that we're using as our theme name for Season 4. Now, as far as when it comes to Season 4, here's some important news. First, the decision has been made that Aberration will not be wiped for Season 4. Now, I say that, and there's still a voting thread right now on the Discord where you can vote, because this is being reconsidered due to some other stuff that you're going to hear about here in this release. So I'll come back to that here in a second. We've been testing mods with our player volunteers for roughly 2 weeks now. We've given them 2 more weeks to finalize the testing. Once that testing is finished and finessed, we're going to release the full list to everyone. But there are a few changes that needed to be announced, and it looks promising. The first is this. Number 1, Mystic Plus, M Plus mod that everybody has made a whole bunch of their stuff from is being replaced. It's being replaced with Cyberstructures. The settings for Cyberstructures are so customized that we won't need to have anything turned off for Season 4. Use the converter to move these structures to vanilla counterparts, and you probably ought to start now, because if you don't, you could get caught off guard, and the next thing you know, you're not able to transfer things over or even get your resources back for what you may have to change over or destroy. Now, the element and tribute transfer mod that we all seem to like so much, being able to take element from map to map and as well as other tributes, That's also being replaced. It's being dropped. Why? Because Cyberstructure actually includes all of that. So the fact that it was baked into that mod made the Tribute Transfer mod redundant. So we just getting rid of that. The good thing is that means you're saving space. You're going to save space on your consoles, especially for the mods. Now, if you have Tribute to Element and transferable mods, make sure to start now at putting it back to its vanilla state. This will no longer be available, and having it in this state will mean you lose anything that you have there. Now, if you transfer it to Season 4 maps, Klinger's Rustic Building, the Dwarven Builders mod, and Arc Structures Remastered, those are going to be turned into basically skins. Now, what that means is it will not have the same functionality, but it can be made to look the same. It makes something that you can choose on a server instead of having to have it as a mod. If you have the building structures and they can't be converted, destroy them to get your resources back. Also, the ADT dino resources, in other words, the little red Pokeballs, and all the stuff that goes with ADT, those are two mods that are in place, which are easier. I think one of them is going to be like the Geodes or whatever. It's going to be really good. It's looked really good so far. So there are two mods in place that are easier to use, and we're going to be using those. But all players, including private maps, will not have access to M+, which means everyone not on a private map needs to start switching over. Remember, the entire place, except for the island, is going to be wiped prior to December the 16th when the season starts. And so if you don't have anything, or if you leave anything on any of the maps that are going to be wiped on that date, you're not going to be reimbursed. We will not. It'll be we've warned you about it 2 months in advance. So again, you need to do this. Need to do this as quickly as you can over the next few weeks. If you live on other maps, have to pick either Aberration or the island to move to. And again, Aberration is still up in the air. The reason I say that is we do have a poll up, as now with these changes, people are worried that they're going to end up losing their structures anyway, so why bother? Let's just go ahead and wipe. So now the question has been asked again, and so we've given you an opportunity to weigh in. Another thing that we are happy to talk about is Admin Shop. For a long time, the Admin Shop has felt a little bit overpriced and somewhat difficult to use for those who just enter into the cluster. And so we are changing that. We've made some changes already. We're in the process of going through a matrix where a group of us are getting together to come to a more consensus on where prices ought to be and why for the dinos. But up until then, we've already started making changes as the armor and the weapons and whatnot have all been drastically reduced in price. We've also began to put out full sets of blueprints for different armor sets, and those are also in the shop as well. So we are getting to this. We are lowering prices, and we are hopeful that the Admin Shop will once again be a go-to for all the players on the cluster to make sure they are able to get some of the best armor, the best weapons, and eventually some of the best tames for their Ark adventures. Now we have also events are ramping up. We're going to talk a little bit about these events that are coming up. We've got different taming events. I know that there is a Tuso. We call it the Squid Taming event, but it's really taming a Tuso. And if you've ever tried to tame a Tuso, you know it's probably going to be a good thing that it's an admin-led event. So come and do that. I believe it's with Shiloh this coming Saturday, the 26th. So come and be a part of that as well. Also, we have the Will It Boss that comes up a week from today. The Will It Boss is going to be taking on the Manticore using Onyx and Skeletal Trikes. Hey, they've already done it once, taking on the Brood Mother with a bunch of Sarcos. So we're going to see if we can boss the Manticore with just Onyx, the Bats, and Skeletal Trikes. So come and join Nymeria for that. Also, if you missed it, the PvP event the other night where we played Bola Tag was actually a lot of fun, and it actually inspired me to once again remember that I need to get on that PvP map. So expect some potential streams from me as I try to get on that PvP map, take on the NPCs, and see if I can't find Nymeria, Firepumpkin, and the rest of them that are on that map and come away with a few of those little implants that we've been wanting to get so bad. Also, Nymeria hosts Cluster Chaos. That is going to be an exciting event where you know nothing in advance except showing up with whatever you want to bring. Just remember, you have to be willing to lose it because it won't be reimbursed. But then we show up, we meet, and we decide. She tells us where we're going and what it is we're going to be doing. Cluster Chaos. It doesn't get more chaotic than not having a clue of what you're going to be doing that night, but it's going to be fun. The cool thing about all that is, and I realize I'm using that phrase a lot, but it really is nice to know, every single one of these events offers Solvi for just showing up and participating. More Solvi if you're able to win some of the events, and if you're a tier subscriber, the participation Solvi is multiplied by different levels of whatever tier you are. So Solvi now is becoming more and more readily available to the cluster for people to be able to get and then turn around and spend in the shop. So that's pretty exciting as well. We are in the middle of voting for Member of the Month. The Community Member of the Month poll is up. It will be up until, I believe, Saturday morning, the 26th. There are 15 nominees that are currently up and to be voted on. You only get to vote one time. And those 15 nominees, all the nominations that were sent in, those are going to have 500 Solvi apiece sent out to those that did the nominations. Keep that in mind when we open nominations again next week for November. But be there to go vote for the October Community Member of the Month, as the winner gets a $10 PayPal paycheck, if you want to call it that. So that's pretty good as well. Now, the Mega Dino Raffle is going to be happening this Friday night. This Friday night, Fire and I will be streaming. And as a part of that, we are going to be giving away this Mega Dino Raffle. It is an Elemental Reaper. Look at the colors on this sucker. It's an amazing, amazing dinosaur. And I'm telling you right now, people are already buying the Solvi tickets. I have actually made sure that there is a buy 10 at a time button now to where you don't have to go back and fill it up. You can now buy 10 at one time. So get in there. They're just 1,000 Solvi a piece. Get in there and grab you some possible chances at this Elemental Reaper. What more could you go for? Level 375, unclonable, unbreedable. But what a beast it's going to be. Now, let's hit the Gazette, because the Gazette did come out, and as always, we have our question and we have all other things going on. So let's check out the Gazette. The Gamers Guild Gazette from October the 18th. It's edition number 23. And right off the bat, as you can see, if you're new, ping Shiloh and answer this question in general chat to get your Solvi reward. But here is what I can tell you is we are discussing changes to this to where maybe more than one can answer. I believe this has already been claimed by the time I'm recording this. But the question was, David Bowie starred in which 1980s cult classic? And it was a really, really, really good movie. I remember this. I was a child when it came out. And it was really a fun movie. So, yeah, it starts with an L. I'm not going to go any further than that. Also, remember, when it comes to the weekly show here, don't forget there is a secret word. And last time, I know it's been a week since I took last week off for the birthday. It's been 2 weeks since the last show. But in that first week that the show was out, only 3 people found the secret word. You know where it was? It was right here. Now, my question is, will anybody find the secret word for this episode? Up to 5 winners. You just DM me either in the you DM me in the cluster and let me know that you found it and where you found it, and I will pay your 5,000 Solvi. Pretty exciting to do that. So make sure you're doing that. Now, Contributors! Our first contributor is going to be Corrupt Collagen, who has a stunning Rock Drake. Look at the colors on this. It's got that nice silver and gray with the red and the yellow. It's wonderful. Speaking of wonderful, though, how about Gaffa? Gaffa with his new Tribe, these Archelon, one of the new dinos on Ark, and he found one that was pink. Gaffa finding a pink dino. I never would have guessed. But there it is. He's got a new dino. Also, Poppy found a rubber Spino. The rubber dinos look really funky with their whole little pattern there that's on them. It kind of looks like a paisley couch in some ways. But there it is. Poppy's rubber Spino. He's never going to have to worry about fall damage on that sucker ever. Also, Fletch has a new tribe mate. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is just a skin. I'm not sure where this come from. I feel like I've stepped into an episode of Shrek, and Pinocchio is getting ready to tell me off or something. But Fletch has a new tribe mate. Also, we have Killer Bee, the shiny fire wyvern. That is one of the coolest dinos I've seen. Now, if you weren't sure where this come from, please understand that this is a retention dino. There was not just a shiny fire wyvern to find on the cluster. Killer Bee's fourth quarter retention bonus was chosen to be this fire wyvern. Retention bonuses for tiers. If you have 3 consecutive months as a member, by the time you get to each of the month's payouts, if you've been a subscriber for the previous 3 months, you get a retention bonus. Usually it's a breeding pair of dinos from the highest level or under, wherever you're subbed at. However, we also have a codicil that if you just have all the dinos you want from those, how about we just give you 1 shiny? And so that's what we got, 1 shiny instead. And so Killer Bee got a shiny fire wyvern. Also, Cabby, he did a thing. Look what he got. It looks like it's a ginger rubber dung beetle, and it's fathomless. I still haven't figured out what each of those is. I'm trying to figure that out myself, but it is a ginger rubber dung beetle that, if you look at it, looks like it should be filled with poop. So it works. Nice job, Cabby. Way to go. Also, we have the stuff from the events last week. You know, we have the Willet Boss Sarcos. Everybody involved with that. And then also here, the boss fight. One of the boss fights. This was the Manticore fight, where a RG was brought in, which meant basically Manticore never landed. But he still went down. So it was a fun stream. That was a lot of fun. Well, that's about all we have for this episode this week. And I'm very excited about what's coming up over this next week. We've got a lot of different things going on. And what's coming up right here on this show, on this weekly show over the next few weeks. Next week is going to see the return of the Creature Corner. And hopefully for a few weeks, we're going to have different ones lined up. I've been reaching out to people and asking for voices. And so if I reach out to you and say, hey, I've got an idea for you, say yes. We'll have some fun making a Creature Corner video. Also, November returns the Volunteer Spotlight interview series as we delve deep for 3 sessions with our IT super lady, Lady J. So be ready to learn more about Lady J and everything about her when it comes to gaming, when it comes to IT, when it comes to her own personal life. So we're going to get to know Lady J next month in the month of November. So yeah, that's all I've got. And I hope that you'll join me again the next time I'm here. Don't forget, if you liked anything in this episode, please leave a like and comment. Help that algorithm find me. Share it. If you've got social media, hit that share button and share this with your social media account and get more people to know about the Gamers Guild. We have a lot of fun. In fact, we have so much fun that when people are experienced it, they join. We saw that the other night during Fire's Game Night. Somebody was watching on a live stream of the game night, and they decided to join the cluster. So, by the way, welcome, MTM. Nice to see you around. Join. Share it around for me. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to the Discord, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And that's all I got. So, this is Hopp. Saying see you later from the Gamers Guild Weekly Show. Keep on surviving, folks.